Imagine a man named David. Every Monday morning, David wakes up, checks his bank account, and for just a moment before the bills, before the subscriptions, and before the rent reminder, he allows himself to feel hopeful. Then the numbers load, and the hope quietly disappears. David is not lazy. David has a job, sometimes two, but no matter how many hours he works, the account always seems to find its way back to the same place. This video was made for you. If you have ever been David, even for just one season of your life. Today, we are talking about something that most people feel, but very few can explain. Why is it that hard-working, intelligent people can spend years grinding away at a job, earning money consistently, and still end up with almost nothing to show for it at the end of each month? This is not a conversation about laziness or moral failure. This is a conversation about systems, habits, and some very specific patterns of thinking that keep people financially stuck, patterns that most of us were never taught to recognize. The truth is that the difference between someone who builds wealth slowly and steadily over time and someone who stays financially stuck is usually not about income. Studies from organizations like the Federal Reserve consistently show that a large percentage of Americans across income levels cannot cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. That means this problem reaches far beyond low-income households. It lives in middle-income homes. It thrives on executive-level salaries. It is a pattern, not a punishment. Please clarify what this pattern entails. This video will explain why most people stay broke, break it down, and show you how to fix it starting today. The first reason most people stay broke is something economists call lifestyle inflation, but you might know it better by another name: keeping up. Here is how it typically works. Someone gets a raise at their job. Instead of directing that extra money towards savings or paying down debt, they upgrade something. Maybe it is the apartment, maybe it is the car, maybe it is just eating out more often. And in isolation, each of those decisions feels completely reasonable. You earned more money, so you spend slightly more. That seems logical. But here is the problem. When your spending rises every single time your income rises, you never actually get ahead. Your lifestyle expands to fill whatever money comes in. Economists have a name for this phenomenon: the hedonic treadmill. You keep walking, but you never arrive anywhere different. A person earning $25,000 a year and a person earning $90,000 a year can be equally broke if their spending always grows in proportion to their income. The fix for this pattern is surprisingly simple, even if it is not easy. When your income goes up, you intentionally keep your spending at its previous level, at least temporarily, and you direct the difference somewhere with purpose. That gap between what you earn and what you spend is where wealth is born. We will call it your margin, and protecting it is one of the most important financial disciplines you can develop. The second reason most people stay broke is that they are operating without a financial plan. And before you think this sounds like something only wealthy people need, let me reframe it for you. A financial plan does not have to be complex. It does not require a spreadsheet with 17 tabs or a meeting with a banker. A financial plan is simply a clear answer to one question: where is your money going? And why? Most people manage money reactively. Money comes in, bills go out, whatever is left gets spent on life, and at the end of the month, there is a vague, slightly uncomfortable feeling that something did not go the way it should have, but they are not sure exactly what. This approach is the default mode, and it almost guarantees that no financial progress gets made. The alternative is to give every dollar a job before the month begins. If you earn $2,000 this month, you decide in advance what each portion of that money is responsible for. Some goes to rent, some goes to food, some goes to savings, and this last part is not optional. It is built into the plan first. This approach, which we will explore in much more detail in our video on budgeting, is what separates people who accumulate over time from those who perpetually wonder where the money went. The third reason most people stay broke is that they have normalized debt. Now, not all debt is the same. A mortgage on a modest home that you can afford is a very different conversation from carrying a balance on 4 credit cards with 18% interest rates. But in a culture that markets buy now, pay later as a convenience and treats credit card debt as practically unavoidable, many people are unknowingly working against themselves every single month. Here is a simple illustration. Suppose you carry a $2,000 balance on a credit card with a 19% annual interest rate. If you make the minimum payment of about $40 a month, it will take years to pay off the balance, and you'll end up paying nearly double. That means every dollar you charge to that card effectively costs you $2. Debt, when it carries high interest, is not just a number on a screen. It is a tax on your future income. If you want to escape this pattern, the first step is simply to stop adding new debt while you create a plan to address the existing debt. We will dedicate an entire future video to debt payoff strategies because this topic deserves its own full treatment. But for now, the most important thing is awareness. Once you can see the real cost of carrying debt, the urgency to address it becomes much more natural. If you have watched this far, it means you are serious about your financial future, and that matters. Not everyone will stop and actually think about these things. So before we continue, take 2 seconds and hit the like button. It helps more people find this channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, now is a great time to do that. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these 3 patterns resonates most with your experience. I read every comment on this channel. All 3 of the patterns we just discussed, lifestyle inflation, no financial plan, and normalized debt, have something in common at their root. They all reflect a relationship with money that is primarily emotional rather than intentional. Money decisions made from fear, from social comparison, from the desire for immediate comfort, or from simple avoidance tend to produce outcomes we later regret. Money decisions made with clarity, a written plan, and a longer-term perspective tend to compound over time in very positive ways. The behavioral economist Daniel Kahneman spent decades studying how human beings make decisions, and one of his most important findings was that our brains are wired to prioritize the present over the future. Immediate pleasure always feels more real than future security. This is not a character flaw. It is just how the human mind works by default. But knowing this gives you power. You can build systems, automatic savings transfers, written budgets, and spending limits that make the disciplined choice the easy choice, even when your feelings want to go in a different direction. The people who escape financial stagnation are rarely the ones who develop extraordinary willpower. They are usually the ones who design their financial environment so that good decisions happen automatically. They pay themselves first. They automate. They create rules in advance so they do not have to rely on willpower in the moment. So here is what you can do today. Right after this video ends, grab your phone or a piece of paper and write down 3 numbers. First, your monthly take-home income after taxes. Second, your total monthly fixed expenses, rent, utilities, subscriptions, everything you pay regularly. Third, subtract the second from the first. That number, whatever it is your current margin. If it is small or negative, you now know exactly what the problem looks like in your specific situation. If it has some room, you now know what you have to work with. Either way, you have just taken a step that most people never take. You have actually looked. Understanding why people stay broke is the beginning of understanding how to escape it. And the good news is that none of what we talked about today requires a windfall or a lucky break. It requires a decision, and then another decision, and then another. Small, consistent, intentional choices compound over time, just like interest does. That is what the rest of this channel is about. And our next video goes deeper into the first real tool you need, a budget that actually feels like freedom rather than a cage. We will see you there. This is not financial advice. This video is for educational purposes only. Like this video. Subscribe to the Money King. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload.